Hi, 5 must-do topics for MBA CET Verbal Section. So what could we do? So, we're looking at which topics are important, which topics you need to do, and verbal section becomes important in CET because it takes less time to solve verbal. And you should always focus on solving those questions which takes less time in a speed-based test, like the MBA CET. We do have classes of CET, CAT, etc. Interested, you can contact us. Now, one of the most important part is vocabulary and spelling. Okay. Important because there's so many questions based on that. There's antonyms, there's synonyms, analogies, there's spelling questions, replace word, fill in the blanks. All these are based on vocabulary and spelling. So my recommendation is try to spend some time on these type of questions as far as preparation is concerned. It carries the weightage of almost 20 to 25 marks, and they don't take time. You can do it extremely fast. So in that case, spend some time. Also understand how analogies are solved. The relationship, the way it is solved, etc. But yes, my suggestion is one of the important part of your preparation should be vocabulary spelling. One, because it has a very high weightage across type of questions. And second, it doesn't take time to solve them. That means you have to solve those questions. So spend some time on vocabulary every day, okay, to improve on that too, and spelling as well. Because there are questions on spelling as well. Next is reading comprehension. Maybe around 14-15 questions is what is there. One of the maximum weightage in terms of per this one. Key is to learn to identify type and difficult level of passage. When you're reading a passage, you should know, oh, this passage is very difficult, I may not be able to solve, or this passage is solvable. Also try to experiment. See if you can solve from question to passage or passage to questions. Some places where a passage is big and less questions, maybe you can go to questions if they're direct questions and go to a passage as such. Because MBA CET normally have direct questions more or less, it's easier to solve from question to passage. But experiment both, see what is comfortable and accordingly decide which way you want to solve. Grammar, don't do Brennan and Martin. A lot of people go to Brennan and Martin but doesn't help. The weightage for grammar 8 to 10 questions in the previous year. One way to solve is solve exercises and note down your mistakes. So keep on solving different type of exercises of grammar and note down your mistakes and then go through those mistakes. It's best to learn from those mistakes because the similar mistakes are sort of repeated across questions. So if you understand the pattern of those mistakes, you'll be able to understand grammar better. So solving more exercises and noting down the mistakes is the best way to solve for grammar. Idioms, there's separate questions on idioms and they're normally easy if you read them. Also, there's some grammar questions based on idioms. So my recommendation is do idioms. They're less important. The initial part, the vocabulary and reading comprehension are important. Grammar is third. Idioms comparatively because the weightage is less important. But my recommendation is go to the idiom once at least just to understand different idioms which are there. And there are questions on idiom in the exam which you can solve. And lastly, jumble para. Normally people leave out jumble para because it takes a longer time. But there are sometimes group questions. So when you solve one jumble para, you may get 3 to 5 marks directly if you're able to solve it. Also, it's seen that jumble para normally improves with practice. The more you practice, the better it becomes. So practice jumble para. If you're comfortable with the other areas of verbal, then come to jumble para and practice and try to improve on those. So go with start with vocabulary, most important. Then maybe practice, experiment with reading comprehension, do grammar exercises, and if you have time, then look at idioms and jumble para as well. I hope this helps. All the best for the exam. Do regular preparation. The more you prepare, the better you will be prepared for the exam. And do subscribe to the channel. We'll come up with videos that will help you with regards to preparation. Go to the Road to JB videos. There are good questions that will help you with preparation. So go to that. Thank you.